Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a show for you. All right, folks, we got a key linebacker that's out. This is just breaking today. Actually, happened right on our live show earlier this afternoon. I did a show with Talking Vols, Boogie Bentley, and BVD, Big Vol Daddy. And right as we went on, it was breaking about Keenan Pili, who is our starting middle linebacker. And it appears he's got an injury. So let's see what's going on here. And here it says, Keenan, this is on Twitter. It says Tennessee linebacker Keenan Pili will miss multiple weeks due to an injury. It said miss a couple of weeks due to the injury, according to Josh Heupel on the SEC teleconference. It says, I don't believe this is season ending at this point. And this is a tough blow, especially just 2 weeks away from Florida Gators week. Because Keenan's kind of a guy that can handle that run really well. He's so big. And let's take a look at who we've got behind Keenan Pili. And when you look at our depth chart, we know Aaron Beasley's the leader of the group, and he has been playing so well. Man, he just I really was not a huge believer in Aaron Beasley, but he made a believer out of me last year, and he's kind of the general out there on defense. So he's playing great. Behind Keenan Pili, we've got Elijah Herring, and he's been playing well. He's actually been playing real well. And behind Beasley, we've got Caleb Perry, but we also have Arian Carter. So I think we'll see a lot of Carter. He's a guy, it's going to be hard to keep him off the field. I know he's a true freshman, but he's just got incredible skills. And then Jeremiah Thielander, who's also a freshman, but a guy that he looks the part. Both Carter and Thielander look like they look like SEC linebackers already, and they're true freshmen. So We've got a good depth situation at linebacker, something we've not had the last 2 years. And the fact that this is not a season-ending injury makes me feel a lot better. And look, we're going to have injuries. This is football. It's going to happen. You don't want anybody to get injured, but it's just the way it is. And fortunately for us, our defense played so well against Virginia. And if you saw the quote from Tony Elliott, he said he was shocked at the defensive speed of our defensive line, and not only the speed, but the depth. Because whenever we brought guys out and then brought new guys in, they were just as fast and just as strong. And, of course, we saw James Pierce get 2 sacks, and then Tyler Barron had 2 sacks as well. So we had 4 sacks in that game, which is fantastic. That's what we need. We really need to put pressure on the quarterback. That's going to help our defensive backfield. And, of course, we only gave up 100 yards rushing and 100 yards passing in that game. And this is a defense that was almost dead last as far as passing. But I think it's important to remember that the Vols defense has improved dramatically since 2021, when we were 90th in college football with 29.1 points a game. 2022, even though, everybody was upset because of the South Carolina game mainly, we almost improved by a touchdown from 21 to 22 down to 36th. And that was primarily because we stopped the rush. We were in the top 30 as far as a rushing defense. It was our passing defense that struggled. But to see Virginia only have 100 yards, and Musket was in that game most of it, and that guy had a great arm. He really had some skills, and he had a lot of moxie, but we were all over him. I mean, if he wasn't getting sacked, he was almost getting sacked. And then he finally had to go out of the game because he hurt his shoulder because he just kept getting hit. And they were all clean hits. So this defense, I think, is going to continue to improve, and that's going to make us even more dangerous because our offense is going to score points. You can just see that. I mean, we scored 49 against Virginia. And I know Virginia's not a big-time school, but their defense was strong last year. It was the one really bright spot of Virginia's team. So while I hate seeing anybody get hurt, it sounds like he'll only be out, maybe a few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll get him back after the Florida game or after the UTSA game. So these things happen. There's nothing you can do about it. That's why you got to have depth. And every team's going through this. I promise you, Florida's, dealing with injuries and all that kind of stuff, just like UTSA, Alabama, Georgia, and all that. We're getting to the point to where we've got enough depth to where it's not going to hurt us near as bad. That's the difference between us and Georgia and Alabama, is they've got another guy right behind there that's just as good or close. We're starting to get there because our recruiting's improving so dramatically. And we got a great class this year. We're top 10 big time. I think we're 6th or 7th right now. And we have several big time recruits heading this way, I think, that we're going to pick up over the next several weeks, certainly before the end of the season. And as you can see, we've already got the commitment of Jordan Ross, the #1 player in the state of Alabama, a tremendous edge rusher. He's ranked number 12 in the country. Mike Matthews, of course, a 5-star wide receiver, a tremendous offensive tackle in Bennett Warren. And on down the line, another great wide receiver. Here's a tremendous cornerback. And all down the line, fastest running back in the country in Peyton Lewis. And, of course, Jonathan Eccles, a tight end prospect who's very strong. And there's our quarterback, Jake Merklinger. And I'm just real pleased with our recruiting. I think it's only going to improve as Josh Heupel just continues to show that he's as legit as it gets. He's too legit to quit. And as he continues to build up that credibility, we're just going to keep getting great players. So while this is unfortunate, it's just part of football, and I think we'll be okay. So it looks like we're going to have our backup in there, and it'll probably be Elijah Herring and Caleb Perry and also Arian Carter. So fortunately, we've got that depth at linebacker. I'm very glad we do. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's be able to continue to cover the Vols and everything that's going on with them, SEC. And if you've not subscribed, it's on your right, my left. Just hit that little button. I would appreciate it. And right over here's the most recent video that YouTube thinks you'll love. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.